Alright friends, here we are at Lake Ballinger. Gonna do a little trout fishing. They stocked this lake recently. So we're gonna try to catch a fish. It's a beautiful fall day. Temperature's like 52 degrees outside. Stay tuned. Just fishing a little white spinner with the treble hook and 3/16 ounce of weight. Gonna troll around and try to catch a fish. Here today with a couple of friends. One of us is bound to get something. Well, it's nice to get the boat back in the water after this summer. It's been a long, hectic, busy summer, and not necessarily for the good. I haven't had the time or the resources to put this boat in the water. The Chevy Bolt battery recall was a big detriment to my fishing season. But here we are back in the water. The wind's at my back. Not having to work real hard to troll, it's a good thing. And I'm outside. That's what matters. I got a fish on here, I think. Yeah, he's there. Something small. Ooh, trout. Nice little rainbow. Oh! Oh no! That sucks. Right over here. It was like that big. It was like I don't know, but I saw it. I saw color, and then he did a roll and got on. See if we can get this one to the boat. In the boat. Woo! There you go. That's dinner. Does that cooler have your lunch in it? Yeah, because that's the other thing I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, it's a decent sized trout.
Yeah.
He was bigger than the last one.
That'll be the first trout I've caught since I've had this kayak. I've had a few on, but they always roll over and get off. Yeah, I'm stoked. Well, hopefully. That's quite the setup you got there. Pretty comfortable? That paddleboard? You like it? What's that? Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yep, right here. Was that the one with the bait on it? Ah. Oh yeah, you have reverse. I have reverse, but it's hard work. Oh, that's in the... Yep. Oh, this one's a lot more docile than the last one, than the one he fought. All right. Head in the whale there.
Oh, because that's like open to the water below?
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Good
Nice.
catch. Yeah, they're about the same size. You think these are stocked or holdovers?
Oh, no, guaranteed stop. If you cut them open and they're like a darker orange,
Yeah.
you can make the guess that they're holdovers. They're usually called.
Well, I'm making one more pass around these stumps here where I caught first fish. Hopefully we'll be able to get one more. My buddy Ryan let me keep the fish he caught. And if you haven't, hit that subscribe button and tap like yet. I'd appreciate it if you did. We'll see you back at the house real soon. All right, everybody, we got the car unloaded. We're back at home. We're gonna clean some trout and we're going to let them rest for a minute and then we're gonna fry them up. Normally, I like to cook these over a campfire because, you know, you catch them while you're camping and you want to cook them over a campfire. But in this case, because we went to the local lake, I'm gonna put them in a pan and fry them on the camp chef stove that I have outside. That's as close as I can come to a campfire right now. So let me show you the fish first and then let me get to cleaning and we'll cook them up. There they are. That big. Pretty good size fish. Especially for the local lake where everybody's out trying to catch them. I'll get to cleaning them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the fish. I don't know what they call it. You cut into the fish so you can salt it and get the spices and things rubbed in there real good. So what I use basically is just salt and pepper, and I put a little butter in there so that it crisps up the skin nice and adds a little juiciness to it. I like to cook the trout so that it's pretty firm. The skin is really crispy and almost black, and the meat is white and flaky and firm. I'm not a fan of soft fish in any way. I'm going to go ahead and cut both sides of the fish, add salt and butter. So you can add onions too. I've done that in the past, but I'm just going to do salt, pepper, and butter, and we'll fry them up. All right, now I'm gonna rinse some of the scales off. Always rinse with cold water so that you don't damage the meat at all. All right, so there's our fish with the cuts. These are actually pretty hefty fish. This one's quite thick. They're about the same size overall, but one is thicker than the other. Now we salt. I like salty food because I'm Filipino. I like the salty food. So I like to put quite a bit of salt on there. It also dries out the meat a little bit. And once it cooks out, it's not as salty as you would think it's going to be. Now is the time where we're going to, a lot of times people put lemon juice and onions and things. I think I mentioned the onions. I'm not going to do that tonight. We're just going to keep it super simple. Salt, pepper, butter. You put the salt on before you cook. You put the pepper on at the end of the cook because salt cooks, pepper burns. So you don't want burned pepper on your food. And I tuck butter inside the body cavity, up inside the body cavity so that it helps to juice everything up. I know I'm totally using chef terminology right now. We got the salt on. I'm going to put the butter in, which and as far as I'm concerned, a lot of butter is enough butter. And sometimes when we're camping and we catch a fish like this, I will have the kids wrap them up in aluminum foil with all the ingredients inside of there, including the pepper because the foil prevents everything from getting charred. Yeah, anyway, you can cook them in a campfire that way, and it's actually pretty good. It kind of steams them up, and the longer you put it in there, the firmer the meat gets. Now I've got a pan outside that is heating up, and when I do it, I like to cook it in a really hot pan. So let's transfer it to the hot pan. Okay, whoops, don't kick the camera. We're outside. I've got the pan hot. You know, it's starting to get really hot when it's smoking a little bit. That's burning off all the, in cast iron, I leave it oily. Sorry to put my face in the lens. I leave it oily so that it doesn't rust. And then when you heat it up, you know it's hot enough when the water flashes off of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the fish on to absorb some of the heat off a little bit, and then I'm going to throw some butter in there so it can cook in the butter. So here comes the fish. Most of that skin came off there when I was trying to get it to release. Sometimes that happens. Fish still tastes amazing. And this trout is particularly pink. It's almost like salmon. They're quite, they're not as pink as wilds, I guess, but pink. Very salmon-y. And I'm a firm believer in always cooking trout the day you catch it because I don't feel like it keeps very well if you don't cook it right away. It's not like salmon where you can freeze it and it still tastes good because it's been in salt water. This freshwater fish doesn't seem like it holds its flavor as well as salmon does. I'm going to put a lid over it. This lid is the biggest lid we have and it's still too small for this pan. Trap the heat in. Cook it a little more evenly, both sides at the same time. Looks like I need to go invest in a really big lid. That thick one's taking a long time to cook. It's going to take a bit to get down to the middle of that. That thinner fish is cooking and it's just about ready to go to come off the heat. Yeah, firmed up nicely. Okay, there's one. Got a little bit of a crisp to it. It's going to be delicious. Oh yeah. Throw on the pepper. Now, I should do both sides, but I've forgotten. Okay, turn this guy over one more time, and I think he'll be ready to go too. Oh yeah. That right there is much more textbook than the first one. Not sure why the smaller one didn't hold up as well. Oh, there's the smell of that pepper. Give it a couple more minutes of just frying in there. Make sure it's cooked well all the way through, because that one was so thick. I mean, like, that's probably the thickest trout I've ever seen. Like, just out of the lake. They're usually pretty skinny, but this one is pretty thick. Maybe that's just the way they are in that lake. That's good. Ooh, and it's hot. Okay, here you have it. Salted, peppered, lots of butter, fried to perfection, or something like that. Typically, we eat it with, you know, like potatoes and salad or whatever. I haven't done any of that because I just wanted to get it cooked. So now, we'll give it a taste test. So it should be pretty flaky, fall right off the bone. That's how we, oh yeah, look at that. Come clean off the bone. Beautiful. Like that. That's how that goes. I'm going to eat that piece right there. Fresh caught trout. You know, I'm not sure if I can decide if I like salmon or trout better. When it's fresh caught like this, it's really good. Well, that's all for tonight. Thanks for watching. Keep fishing and stay safe.